What's up, gamers? Welcome to another episode of Tabletop Tutorial. I'm John, coming to you from Gorilla Games, stepping in for Jay this week as he's at a board game convention. But I'm going to get to show you one of my favorite board games ever. It is Ticket to Ride. We're going to be playing this coming Tuesday at Tabletop Tuesday, so hopefully you'll come out and join us. The basic idea behind Ticket to Ride is you are a railroad tycoon trying to beat out all the other railroad tycoons as you travel across the country connecting different routes between cities. The game components are obviously the game board here. You have your player token, which will score your points. You have your ticket cards, your train car cards, and your trains. The board is set up as so, with no trains on the board. Everyone has their own pile of trains. On the side here you have your draw piles, which you can draw from the face-up cards or the blind draw pile. You also have extra tickets, and you have the ticket for the person with the longest route at the end of the game. Play starts and each player is given 3 ticket cards and 4 train car cards. You can see that I have a red, a wild, and 2 green train car cards, and I was dealt these 3 tickets. So I've got Montreal to Atlanta, Montreal to New Orleans, and Winnipeg to Houston. At the beginning of the game, you're obviously not going to want to show your opponents your cards, so you'll keep them all face down. To start off, you'll take a look at your route cards, and you can decide to discard one of them. You must keep 2, you can keep all 3. Every turn, you have 3 options. You can either draw more cards, draw more routes, or play some train routes. If I were going to play some train routes, I'd want to take a look at where I need to go, and I can see that I want to go. One of my routes is from Montreal to New Orleans, which spans all the way down here. So, from my hand, I see that I have 2 green train cards, and that would help me by going right here, if I'd like to go that route to New Orleans. You play it, put those in the discard pile. Play continues like that around the board until it gets back to me. Now I have a choice again. My cards are not that great. I suppose I could play one in here or one in here, so I'm probably going to want to draw more cards. If I'm trying to connect Montreal to New Orleans, I want to make sure that I'm going to be getting some orange or some yellow cards, definitely some more yellow. The gray spaces are actually wild. You can use any color on there, but they have to be all the same color. So if I was going to play a 3 train route right here, I would have to play it all green, all red, all pink. It couldn't be a combination. I do have a wild card in my hand though, so I technically could play this other 2 card route here, but instead I'm going to play it safe and try to get some more cards. So I'm going to draw this red, and then you flip over the top of that card when you take one from there. I need yellow, so I'm going to go ahead and take that yellow and flip that over. Play continues around the board again in the same fashion, and it comes back to me. Now I have 3 reds technically, because I can use the wild card as any color. So I will go ahead and play those. Play 3 more routes. And I'm making my way down to New Orleans nicely. Play continues around again, and it comes back to me. This time I decide that I need more cards. I decide I'm going to draw the wild card from over here. Normally you get to draw 2 cards if you're pulling from the draw pile. If you draw a wild card, however, you can only draw that 1 wild card. So that would end my turn, and it would move to the next person. Now let's say it comes to the end of the game. I've finished most of my routes, or all of my routes. Trains are starting to get low, but people still have enough trains to continue the game. The game actually ends when when one player has 2 or less trains. You all take 1 more turn, and then the game ends. However, we're not at that point yet, so I decide my tickets are complete. I want to draw some more tickets. So I take my turn to draw 3 more tickets. I can choose to keep 1, 2, or all 3 of these. I look at it. I think Duluth to Houston looks nice, so I choose Duluth to Houston, and I'm going to put the other 2 back on the bottom of the draw pile. Play continues as usual, placing trains, drawing cards, picking new routes, until one player is down to 2 or less trains. At that point, the game ends after everyone has taken one final turn, and we add up our points. Points are calculated by the number of routes you have completed minus the point value of the routes that you have not. So if I completed 3 of these routes but I missed this one, I would add up the point values of these 3 cards and subtract the 8 from Duluth to Houston from my point total. You also score points based on the trains you placed on the board in different connecting routes. So a 1-train route would score you 1 point, a 2-train route would score you 2 extra points, a 3-train route would score you 4 extra points, a 4-train route would score you 7 extra points, a 5-train route would score you 10 points, and one of these big 6-train routes, which are hard to complete, would actually score you a whopping 15 extra points. The only other way you can score points is by having the longest train route. Simply put, whoever has the most trains in consecutive order scores an extra 10 points. It does not count if you have offshoots. It has to be in connecting order. So you can't have something like that. That would not count. This would be your longest route, not that. And that's Ticket to Ride, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. We love Ticket to Ride here, and we're excited to play it on Tuesday at 6 o'clock at our Tabletop Tuesday. Until next time, see you guys later.